what is it to idealize somebody? You know, the Bible talks about idolatry as as if you are praying or worshiping something that is not God, um, instead of worshiping to God, or as if it is God. For example, like some people would go as far as to say, like, I have a Buddha doll sitting here, right? And um, if I was like praying to it, right, and worshiping to that Buddha doll or that idea rather than God, then I would be involved with idolatry. Uh, I don't like that. I don't like the biblical definition or perception of ideology. I see. I keep on going to ideology, right? And I get pulled there intuitively, and so I'm a little worried about the way sometimes that the Bible is perceived, and I think that we should look at more at, for example, I idealized Jordan Peterson for a while. Like everything I was, because he saved me, right? He was like a savior to me, right? However, there is parts about him that I disagree with, and I would love to have a face to face conversation with him, and check in if he really is putting his consciousness into the same place that I am to see what he's missing, and so when I started to point out things that I didn't like in him, I realized, wow, I was just following things he was saying regardless of my own feelings behind it, right? And so that to me is unhealthy, to be idealizing somebody so much that you'll follow them in every word that they speak, right? Well, the other thing is I a big thing about the church, and they're talking about this idealizing people, but priests, to me, and bishops, they are have been, in general, I've seen in many churches, especially back in Alberta. There's like the minister or the priest or the bishop, right? And he's up there, and the Pope gets his ring kissed. Like, are you guys kidding me? You guys are reading from the Bible and you're allowing a Pope to get his ring kissed? Like, that is sick, right? And so if your bishop and priest isn't real, which means like isn't angry when he needs to be angry, is peaceful when he needs to be peaceful, then I'm scared of that person more than anybody else almost. I look up to a priest and a bishop, because they're standing behind something so strong. At least they have something to stand for rather than die for. However, I do see a lot of people like just bowing down to their priest, right? And that is unhealthy. And the church created that. So they convoluted and messed up how we look at idealization so that we're confused about it. Well, I'm seeing it happen right away. Like, for example, I did make a video about spiritual teachers, or are you running a business, right? And that's what the church is like. Are you running a business? Like, how much money does the Vatican have? Are you teaching people spiritual health, or are you just running a business, right? So we have to remember, let's look at the things that are evil about the control church, right? Because there's good churches. I don't even want to put the whole church under it, because I've been going to some churches recently, like, and meeting people, and it's some of the most sane people I've ever met, and it's like a breath of fresh air speaking with people that are reading from the Bible, because the Bible, it teaches you about Jesus, and Jesus the truth, right? It's standing behind truth to your death. You'll give everything up, even all your friends around you that are standing behind all their idols. You do not. And that's what it is, right? So I was told, I started to talk to a friend about one of the false teachers, and he's like, "Oh, that she's solid, bro. That girl's solid." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling you a situation where she isn't solid, right?" So it's saying somebody is solid, right? No, they're great, right? I'm telling you that is a form of idealization, right? So if somebody's done one great thing and you're going to follow them to the max because of it, then that's a problem too, right? So what I'm saying is, people are like, "Wow, you're so mean. You're judging all these people on your channel. You're talking bad about all these things." Well, I'm not talking about them. I'm not attacking them directly. I'm attacking their situational morality or lack of. right? So, for example, I will idealize a phrase even. You know what I mean? No, you can't even you can't have. So that's why I see it's closer to ideology than it to me, and I bring it to that. So if you are idolatry is ideology. You know, you're so far behind a belief that you will not turn regardless of the situational or subjective morality of the situation, right? Fundamental Christians shall not kill, right? Well, guess what? No, God's law says in certain situations you may have to. That sounds terrible, right? Well, you know, the only one thing that I can say is evil to the core is things like pedophilia, right? Rape. These kind of things. I don't see a situational moral stance for anything like that. So there's an ideology that I carry. We all are little ideology making machines, right? So if we start to shut down and call ourselves out on our idols, and an idol could be a statue. I just pray to the statue and I just get peace from the statue. But I don't look into truth, right? I'm not getting anywhere, right? We can, for example, what would Jesus do, right? Well, if Jesus was the idea of the archetypal perfect human, right? And an archetypal perfect human is a situational moralist. Okay? So if somebody could perfectly pick the right choice in every situation, that would be an idea of Christ consciousness, right? So nobody is that. We all have dirty parts of us and clean parts of us, right? So the humble ones that are showing their dark side, showing it to you, not attacking you with it, but showing you what they have, that to me is more truthful, right? So yeah, I stand behind my videos about these spiritual teachers that to me are seeking to be idols, right? This is Alan Watts says, we all have a rascal inside. Those that don't think they do are the most dangerous people. Much love.